You join us today in Aberystwyth at Setty Park for the New Year's Day Classic Meet. And I'm trying to shoot some footage very hastily of this little Triumph, because that is not the sound of a four-cylinder GT6. So from the factory they didn't build GT6s, they could Spitfires with a four-cylinder engine or GT6s with the fastback body, but quite a lot of people have converted them because they're just component cars. You can make a GT6 convertible. Now, that sounds absolutely lovely. Gorgeous little midget next to it. There's a strange sort of shared heritage between these cars, because later midgets had the Triumph engine. So yeah, good to see. We've got a Rolls-Royce, sorry, Bentley Arnage red label by the look of it. So considerably more power than the Australian filthy car next to it. Tan interior, very nice. These are lovely things to drive. Of course, so is Betty. I don't think that's Betty's gasket. Someone has lost a gasket. But yeah, Betty is here. She's absolutely filthy. There was a queue at the jet wash, so we didn't manage to get her in. But just going to clean a bit of water off the lens. Bear with. Right, here we go. E46 convertible. Very nice. Subaru Forester STI. With the pink detail badges, all from the factory. This Mustang we've seen at many meets before. An interested crowd waiting to look at the mighty engine. Nice. The British Mustang Ford Capri next to it. The 2.8 injection, the Cologne V6. Quite late, it's about a 1985-86, so towards the end of Capri production. But we're actually here quite early. The event doesn't start for about another 20 minutes, but there's already some nice cars here. Triumph 2000 here. Oh no, it's a 2.5 PI. So that's got the fuel injection, mechanical fuel injection on these. Slightly problematic back in the day, but you know, quite a lot of power. The 2.5 litre fuel injected engine was producing 150 brake horsepower in the TR6 for a time. They later detuned it, and I think these are a slightly lower tune as well. Because a Mark II Escort coming in, the MGB I think we've seen before at a previous event. MGTF, so that's when the MGF changed to coil spring suspension rather than hydrogas. Little square nosed Mini, looking quite funky. Got standard 10, which I think we've seen before at this meet. Very lovely cars, almost entirely overlooked these things. Using 948cc engine, which is nothing to do with the A series engine of the Morris Minor next to it, but is the same engine that will go on to be in the Triumph Herald. And in fact, that engine is what they turned into a 6-cylinder for things like the GT6 and the Triumph 2000. Oh wow. Got Wales Rally GB safety car here that someone has managed to preserve. Lotus Carlton we've seen here before, and this is the first time I've seen a Volkswagen ID Buzz in the metal. So we got some wiper action. It's the first time I've seen the windscreen wipers in ID Buzz, the new all-electric Volkswagen. That is a funky looking thing. Aston Martin clap-hand wipers on that one. Another ID Buzz, probably because we've got Anthony Motors in the area. Oh, this one's the van version, ID Buzz Cargo. Very smart looking thing. So this is the Supercars Classic and Vintage meet, or Supercars Vintage and Classic meet. This is Leon's Civic. We went on the run for Leon. It's okay not to be okay. Very important website. So we went on the run and saw some of the cars here on that run. I heard that yesterday because he was filling up at the petrol station. It's very loud. We've got coming in, Not My Volvo is here. It's Rob, the car that sometimes creeps in. Lovely. And we've also got Teslas, because there's a bank of Tesla superchargers here. And interestingly, if you have an EV, the Tesla superchargers here are open to all electric cars at the moment as a trial. So good to know, isn't it? Yeah, I hear this car starting up in the morning because Rob lives very near us, which is rather lovely. So it's in the Morris Minor before, but last time people were asking, has it got a zip in the headliner? And I don't know if it has. It's got some tape over something in the headliner. But that is the big giveaway as to whether a Morris Minor is a genuine one or not. But beautifully preserved nonetheless, even with a bell there. And we got the Gilburn that was here the last time we were at this Sletty Park meet. This is a Gilburn Genie, very rare car. And still for sale. Belongs to my friend Wynne. So if you're interested in the Gilburn Genie, we were trying to set up a road test on it, but as you can see, it's in lovely condition and the roads just haven't been good enough. But yeah, lovely car, fiberglass bodywork, steel chassis, Essex V6 from Ford, so quite a lot of power and a really smart looking car. Very nicely done. Right, better go and have a look at the little Polo bread van that's noisily making its way into the show. Belongs to one of the organisers of the meet that we had for Lyon, and I quite like it actually. It almost looks like the Civic is an evolution of the Polo bread van, doesn't it? So yeah, great to see. Interestingly, we got oil stains all over the car park, so this is definitely a classic meet. Well, sadly it got a little Welsh, but the rain does seem to be easing at last, so that's good news. We have tea, we have plenty of food, because with Miss Hubnut, of course we do. We've been sent off well prepared, but yeah, hopefully we'll get out and do a bit more filming and a few more cars will turn up. A few more classic Fords coming in. We've got a Mark II Cortina. Is that a twin cam badge? Oh, I'm not sure. Oh no, it is a 1600E. Rare to see one in a non-metallic colour, but yeah, got the wood cappings, bit of luxury. Mark I Capri, 1600 GT next to it. The original UK pony car, following the Mustang's formula so very, very successfully. Very pretty car, the sculpted sort of rear end. All Cortina underpinnings, of course, but very, very nicely distracted. Got fake air vents on the back, the works. And all manner of customization packages, matte bonnets and the row style wheels. There's a lot you could do to configure it to your own tastes. You can see what else has arrived. There's been one rather intrepid bloke has turned up. In fact, there's a couple of classic bikes turned up. I know nothing about them, but it would be rude not to go and have a look. Oh, we've got one new and one not so new. Lovely. Oh, beautiful. And a Royal Enfield, still making them out in India. Itchy Boots, famously, she bought a Royal Enfield in India and then rode it home to the Netherlands. Well done. A Volvo 850, very, very Hubnut. It's got nice rear lights. So these rear lights can start fading really badly. So this is the T5 performance version, completed with a prancing moose. So very, very nice. Over next to not my Volvo, we've got the Wolseley 1500 illuminated grille badge. So this was built on the minor platform, but used the B series engine. These were available as Wolseleys and Rileys here in the UK. There we go, Wolseley 1500. But Wolseley had a single carburettor. The Riley had twin carbs for a bit more grunt. I think it was the 1.5 litre B series engine. Later developed in Australia to become the Morris Major, I think, with more power because Australian. What else? We got this AMG Mercedes came burbling in, sounding rather lovely. Sporty Audi and a Yaris Grrr. See? And then I'm guessing that's on air ride. Very, very low TT. But yeah, still cars arriving. Let's see what else turns up. Ford S-Max here is definitely nice and colourful. Stands out from the crowd. It's the 2-litre turbo diesel rather than the 2.5 5-cylinder petrol of Kitches that we drove a while ago. Orange, very much the theme. Coming round here, I don't think I've filmed this Range Rover P38 yet. I'm a huge fan of the P38s. They of course give us a headlamp wiper moment. I'm just trying to work out if this is an autobiography, because they were the like top of the range, all sorts of different colours. No, a mere county. So there we go, from about 2001. This is like the second phase of these P38s. They'd ironed out some of the bugs by this stage. Available with the venerable V8 engine in 4 litre or 4.6 forms, or the 2.5 litre BMW 6-cylinder diesel, which really isn't enough power for these rather hefty barges. I have driven one of those many years ago, still on a separate chassis, still on beam axles, but yeah, a very impressive vehicle. Helped Land Rover get re-established in the American market, so all good. Another little Spitfire coming in. Is this one a Spitfire or is it another GT6? It seems to be full of people and dogs. Oh yeah, it's still on the 1500 engine. So it is that 1500 engine, but was used later MG midgets, the rubber bumper ones. Plenty of room for all of your dogs. Have an Opel Manta GTE that's arrived. There's delightful Recaro seats. Good to see, next to Alfa Romeo Giulia, which we saw the last time we were down at this meet. And we must take a note of the Bentley IP. Well, some of us do. Look at I like the colour of the leather, very dark. I've got the W12 engine in those, I think. Let's see if anything else is going to turn up. Nice. One of these cars is noisier than the other. And so ends the Aberystwyth Classic Meet. It's been a joy. We shall see you in another video. Farewell.